Hi Bold Bakers! This week I'm celebrating National Cheesecake Day with some of my great YouTube friends. My contribution to this collaboration is a red velvet cheesecake cake. Stay tuned until the very end of the video so you can see all the other amazing cheesecakes. So let's get baking. So what's a red velvet cheesecake cake? It is traditional red velvet cake sandwiched together with baked cheesecake in the middle and then frosted with cream cheese frosting. Why wouldn't you want a baked cheesecake in the middle of your cake? We're going to start out by making the baked cheesecake layer first so it has time to cool. In a stand mixer or a hand mixer, we're going to beat our cream cheese until it's a little bit light and loose. Once the cheesecake is smooth and there's no more lumps, we're going to add in our sugar and your salt. Turn your machine back on to medium speed and we're going to beat it and slowly add in our eggs. Once you've added in your eggs, turn off the machine and scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure there's no lumps of cream cheese hiding in there. Now we add in our cream and our vanilla extract. Turn your machine back on to medium and we're going to let the cream and the mix thicken. Beautiful. Make sure to taste it. I love baked cheesecake batter. Pour your cheesecake batter into a 9-inch springform tin. Make your cheesecake nice and even on the top by giving it a little bit of a jiggle. I'm baking my cheesecake in a bain-marie to help regulate the heat and make it cook a little bit more gently. We're going to bake it at 325 degrees for around 40-45 minutes and let it still be a little bit jiggly in the middle. The red velvet cake to me was the perfect pairing for this cheesecake because cream cheese and red velvet go so well together. In a large bowl, we're going to sieve together all our dry ingredients. Our flour, our sugar, Dutch process cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is a very important part of red velvet. It's the base flavor of the cake. Another important flavor of red velvet is cinnamon. Baking soda to help it rise, and the always important salt. I don't always sieve my ingredients together, but when it comes to using cocoa powder, it's really important. It gets out all those lumps. In a separate jug, we're going to mix our wet ingredients. Nice thick buttermilk, our vegetable oil or canola oil, eggs, vanilla for great flavor, and then the very important, good quality red food dye. Then mix all these ingredients together. Now simply what we're going to do is add our wet into our dry. The beauty of this cake is that you just mix it by hand. It just needs a little bit of mixing. It also doesn't like over mixing, so easy does it. One of my viewers, Marco, suggested showing you all how to make red velvet. So Marco, this one is for you. Divide your cake batter evenly between two 9-inch greased and lined baking tins. Like the cheesecake, just give these guys a little bit of a jiggle. Before we bake our red velvet, let's take out our cheesecake. It looks gorgeous. We have to set this aside to go totally cold and then we're going to bake off our red velvet cake. Bake your red velvet cake at 350 degrees for 30-35 minutes and they're going to be nice and firm on top. While your red velvet cakes are in the oven, it's a really good time to make your cream cheese frosting. So in a stand mixer or a hand mixer, we're going to cream our cream cheese until there's no lumps. Now add the rest of your ingredients. Room temperature butter, vanilla extract, and your sifted icing sugar. Turn your machine back on and we just want to cream these ingredients together and take care not to over mix it so it doesn't get too soft. When your frosting is all creamed together, give it a little bit of a taste. Oh, it's yummy. Definitely my favorite type of frosting. We're going to put this in the fridge and let it cool and then we're going to go ahead and check on our red velvet cakes. Our cakes look and smell great and the 30 minutes was the perfect amount of time to cook them. Now we have to let these guys go totally cold and then we can assemble our cheesecake cake. There's a lot of steps to this dessert, but it is well worth it in the end. Now it's time to assemble it. Turn over your cake so the smooth side is up. Next, lay your cheesecake directly on top of the red velvet layer. Then peel away the tray and don't forget the paper. Wow, this looks gorgeous. If your cheesecake is overlapping your cake, then we're just going to shave a little bit off around the sides. This will make it much smoother for frosting the cake. And for the last layer, we flip over the red velvet cake so you get a nice smooth top and then place it on straight. Now let's get ready to frost our cake with our cream cheese frosting. I like to do a thin layer of frosting first called a crumb layer, and this gathers up all the loose crumbs, so then we decorate it again and it looks nice and clean and beautiful. I decorated my cake with rosettes using the rest of the cream cheese frosting, and I finished it with a splash of colour. Are you excited to see what's inside? Cut a large slice and celebrate National Cheesecake Day in a bigger and bolder way. Thanks so much for watching and don't forget to check out all the other fantastic cheesecakes. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you back here again next Thursday for more bigger, bolder baking.